the ones that tell your story. From starting your financial journey to planning for your first home and reaching your family's financial goals, we're here to celebrate your story, not just your transactions. From milestones to memories, we're here to celebrate every moment that counts. When you bank with us, you're part of a community that cares about every number that counts. First Bank of Wyoming, where you're more than a number.
In the heart of the Rockies, land is more than property. It's a legacy. Whether you're buying a family ranch, a mountain retreat, or selling farmland, it takes local knowledge and trusted hands. Austin Callison and Andy Neal, licensed in Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming, bring unmatched experience with Hayden Outdoors, the West's premier land brokerage. Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. In the American West, some properties are more than just land. They are legacies. Austin Callison and Andy Neal, licensed across Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming, specialize in marketing iconic Western properties, and their expertise is evident in the sale of the historic CK Ranch, spanning over 6,500 acres just south of Jackson, Wyoming. Trust the team that knows the land. Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land.
Kodiak Mountain Resort is expanding with an indoor heated swimming pool, hot tub, and a new large play set for the kids. These new additions will be for guests only, coming in 2026. Visit KodiakMountainResort.com for reservations.
Drive your career forward by joining the LCSD2 Transportation Department. We're now hiring for part-time bus aides starting at $16.75 per hour. Full-time route drivers earn $22 per hour, working only during the school year. Substitute driver and substitute aide positions are also available. Explore these rewarding opportunities and become a vital part of our education system. For more information, visit lcsd2.org and click Job Openings. That's lcsd2.org and click Job Openings.
Star Valley Sports on SVI are presented by Edward Jones Financial Advisors Kyle Terry, creating tailored solutions to address your financial needs, and by Rusty's Tree Service, the tree removal experts. Call 248-2442.
Welcome to Star Valley High School for the Braves home opener against the Evanston Lady Red Devils. We will start with the Lady Braves this afternoon on what has turned out to be a gorgeous April spring day. The sun is out and shining. There's no snowbanks in sight, and we are ready for some spring soccer.
You know, Alan, this same venue 3 years ago, Afton set new records, historic records for snowfall. They broke the old ones. Like, all the old people, although I'm rapidly getting to that, they were like, we've never seen anything like this. They hadn't. And here we are 3 years later, absolutely nothing. It's like low 60s. What a gorgeous day for soccer in a venue that historically has not been quite so nice.
Exactly. Usually the first game is a little bit of a snowbank Mario Kart type feel of soccer.
Well,
so
the Star Valley track team printed up Planet Hoth Track Club shirts, and they wear those still, and that was pretty appropriate.
Yeah. So both these squads come in looking for their first win on the season. The Lady Braves and the Red Devils, historically, they have matched up well against each other, and so I'm anticipating a really good soccer match today.
You know, Alan, on paper, this is a really important match for both of these programs, girls and boys. Both girls teams, both boys teams are winless on the season. The last couple years, they've been towards the bottom of the standings, particularly the girls' side. And getting a victory in this matchup could provide a real momentum springboard for them moving, and they're both trying to get better and climb those standings. It's a really big game, and I think you're going to see a lot of urgency and intensity today because both teams are coming into this thinking, hey, if we get a win here, we can build on it.
I think you're exactly right there, and just listening to Coach Bagley talk, she talks about all the good things that the girls have been doing that doesn't necessarily reflect in the score, but the growth that they've made, and she's just excited to get a full team out there with spring break and some girls coming off of other sports. It's been hard to get their full roster active, and I think she's pretty close to full for this afternoon. So
That was the conversation I had with her this week for the Star Valley Independent. You can find that story online at svinews.com if you want. Yeah, she was kind of saying the same thing, and I think a lot of coaches are in those shoes. You have the end of the winter season. You've got a couple of weekends. Generally, schools have a spring break. You're missing teams, and then this was the weekend where you kind of have everybody back, and I think probably everybody's thinking, okay, we got the full team. This is what we're going to look like this year. We can really start building, and it's really more of a sprint to the finish. You got 6 weeks between now and the end of the school year. So both these teams are going to have to come out firing today.
Yeah, and I think the Lady Braves will be ready to go, especially with this being their home opener. I think they'll be ready to play some good quality soccer as the teams meet at midfield to shake hands, and they'll head to their respective ends of the field. Today for the Lady Braves will feature Bella Beck between the pipes for keeper. She did get some varsity action towards the end of last year as a freshman. She is a sophomore, and she's really growing into that position this year.
Really an athletic family. Her brothers have played football, were standouts. She did a really nice job last year, and the time that we saw her as I keep wanting to use the phrase true freshman. We're still not to the point where we're doing that.
We're not redshirting. We're not redshirting anyone.
But she did a great job. The Lady Braves, I'm just going to give you generalities because I can't give you specifics in terms of what they need to do. Yeah, that's way more your forte, but they just need goals, Alan. They only scored 3 goals all last season. 2 of them came from Ridgeland Allman. She's back out here this year. Ambry Nelson, you might see her, but being more aggressive on offense. Coach Bagley emphasized that this week.
Yeah, and I think the Lady Braves are looking for that first goal of the season still as well. And so
Evanston has scored 3 coming into this weekend, 2 of them from number 6, Kristen Ayala Gomez. So FYI.
And I think for the Lady Braves, it really just comes down to they've got to be able to link some passes together to put themselves in scoring position. A lot of times they find themselves on the defensive end for, the majority of the game, 70 out of the 80 minutes. And so that's a little bit tough to generate offense. But the biggest thing here is they need to win the midfield. If you can win the midfield to advance from that defensive to the offensive attacking third, that's where it will be key for both these teams this afternoon.
This is I'm speaking for Star Valley, a really young team. They only had 2 seniors last year. A lot of underclassmen got playing time, and so they're looking to build on that.
Yeah, this year they have 5 seniors, and so a few more than last year, and I think they have some athletes. It's just a matter of getting all the pieces to work together. You mentioned that Ambry Nelson is back. She's a 4-year starter for the Lady Braves, coming off an all-state basketball season. So I think it's really key for her. It's tricky of where to play her, though, because you want her to get some shots on goal at forward, but you also want her to be in the, helping out in the midfield and the defensive end. You just need 12 more Ambry Nelsons. But I think they've got her right now playing kind of that attacking midfield position, which I think is a good spot for her.
Well, historically, when Star Valley Soccer has had a lot of success in wins and losses, been bringing home trophies, getting to the title game, you had multi-sport athletes out there kind of in that midfield or forward position, and Ambry obviously fits that bill. That's they just need more. That's kind of where everybody's at.
Yeah, and you've got the Andrews sisters that have played a lot of varsity time as well. A lot of times they've been anchoring that defensive front more than offensive, but I think they're coming off of a successful wrestling season.
Kara's a 4-time All-Stater, 2-time state champ on the wrestling mat, so clearly she has no issues with being physical.
Yeah, here's an early run for the Lady Braves as this ball is going to go inside their box. It's going to be quickly cleared away by Evanston, and a throw-in for the Lady Braves. Typically in soccer at this level, you'll have a designated throw-in person, someone that can really whip it and try to create some scoring positions in the middle.
And Alan, we haven't had it the last handful of years, but it used to be a staple for like 10 years or so. Star Valley had a flipper.
Oh, yeah.
A girl who could flip throw it.
Emma Thompson could do that.
There was multiple. Yeah, we'll have to see if that makes a comeback sometime.
Yeah, you got to have some gymnastics background or something.
There's some good gymnasts.
That's very true.
What I want to see, Alan, from the Lady Braves today, what is your team philosophy? Are you a defensive team? And I like that you mentioned the Andrews sisters back there and on defense, Bella on goal. That's kind of your anchor point, I think, and then now you're hoping maybe you can play with the lead, which has been rare.
Exactly. Here's a quick run by the Red Devils. They're going to get it towards the outside of the box, going to get across into the middle, and it is still in the box, a right foot, and they're going to raise the flag there. It might be they've got an individual down. We'll see if it's offsides. Sometimes when you've got repeated shots in there, it can either be a foul. Looks like it's going to go against the Red Devils, but that was a good opportunity for them to start out.
So this is Ryan Larson going to be taking this kick.
The Red Devils showed they've got speed on that outside right wing position as they did a little through ball there that got into the box, and I can't see her number from this far away, but she was able to beat our last defender and get into the box. Throw in for the Red Devils. They also have some substitutions that will come in.
So coming back to that sequence where Evanston had those attempts in the box, Alan, you had a collision. They called an offsides. Is that part of it? I mean, if someone falls over somebody else and you're technically behind somebody, is that maybe what they're calling?
Yeah, if they feel like that was a pass, where they were, and it's tough to say when it's just kind of a rugby scrum down there inside the box, that if they feel like there was some either a high kick or if there's players on the ground and it becomes an unsafe position, sometimes they'll raise their flag on that as well.
Evanston had another chance there to try and cross that. Lady Braves cleared it out.
Another one to the box. Bella's trying to get on top of it.
Boy, that was a dangerous sequence there. And you saw Evanston sprawling, trying not to put her hands on the ball.
Yeah,
that's heads up on her part.
That was a good 30-second bear crawl there. And it was a good job by Bella to come out. You'd like to see her come out with her hands down just to pick that ball up. Because once she has it, everybody has to clear.
And this is Ayawa Gomez, who you see her number 6. So she's the one to watch in this early season. She has 2 of Evanston's 3 goals. The other one is number 11, Julia Barton.
She's checked by Hunting. Afton, a good wrestler for the Lady Braves, coming off their state title bid.
There's Barton right there for Evanston.
She's going to send a ball towards the outside. That's a good ball. Mishandled on the first touch, though, and that's going to go out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Lady Braves.
She was looking for number 12, Abby Butler, out there.
That ball goes up line. Quickly taken away by the Red Devils. So far, the Red Devils have been the more aggressive team, winning a lot of those 50-50 balls as Nelson tries to bring it up through the midfield.
That's kind of what you were talking about, Alan, being able to carry that ball from the midfield into the forward third, and that's where the Lady Braves that's going to be a big part of this match.
Yep, and that's kind of been their struggle this year is that, linking those passes from the defense to the midfield up to the forwards. There's times where the forwards don't touch the ball for a whole half, and that's something that the Lady Braves are working on. Here's Nelson. She wants to send one towards the outside, giving Hunting a run. Let's see if Afton can get there, and she does just in time towards the outside of the box, wants to bring it back towards the middle. Drop pass, and that's going to be deflected by the Red Devils. Throw-in coming for Star Valley.
Just having an opportunity here on the forward third, though, this is a good opportunity.
Deep throw just outside the box. Here's Andrews. Andrews trying to turn it upfield, and that ball is going to be cleared by Evanston. Good move by Spencer as she comes up to deflect that towards the top and then cleared away by the Red Devils. And some of the numbers I have are not
That's what I was just
matching
looking at
up.
as far as the Star Valley number 22.
Yeah, I
That
think
could be
that's
Riley Hood, maybe down here on the JV roster.
could be. It looks like,
You said Spencer. So
yeah, I
it'd be
thought it
50
looks like Alyssa, but
Okay.
I could be wrong. We'll just let people yell at the TV what the name is, and then maybe the universe will bring it back to us.
I like to think that's how it works.
Far side of the field, I think that's going to be Sadie Sloan.
Emma Sellers checking in on that substitution for Star Valley as well, number 27.
Up to Nelson. Nelson wants to bring it up line. She has a little bit of space. She's marked. Makes a great move. Gets around one defender. Sends it into the middle. That's going to be batted away and cleared out by the Red Devils. Good step there by Sloan as she wins that ball. Kicks it up the line. Batted around and won by Nelson. Nelson sends a good ball up the middle. A run for Hunting. Hunting is going to have an opportunity here as there's debris fluttering across the field. It's called interference.
Well, see, the wind is fairly brisk, at least for Star Valley standards, across the field from east to west, or from west to east. The Evanston kids may not even notice it.
That's true.
But it's windy for here.
Yeah, it's a little bit like in golf when you're trying to figure out which way the wind's going and you throw some grass in the air. Someone just threw some papers out, so we knew.
This is Ayala Gomez.
Gomez, it's give and go time, and she's going to be off sides.
Yeah, there's the flag.
You could see that they were setting that up almost perfectly. Just Gomez took her run a tad bit too early.
Boy, you can just tell by how she runs the field, though, Alan. Just a sophomore, too, so you might as well internalize that name. That's going to be somebody to watch for this season and the next 2 seasons for the Red Devils.
Yeah, she's quick and she's smooth when she does have the
Confident.
ball. See that stop there by Gomez, sends it back into the middle of the field.
It's Kristen Hyatt, number 22.
Hyatt's going to send it out wide looking for Butler. That's going to go out of bounds and throw in here by Sloan. Sadie, just a freshman in there on that left wing defensive position for the Lady Braves. Good ball up line as Sellers tries to bring it back towards the middle, and that's quickly taken away by Evanston. Evanston's going to settle this one in the middle, looking to get some numbers. Good work here by the Red Devils as they've linked 3 passes together, trying to get past Nelson as that's quickly taken away.
That's Suter in there, Brooke Suter, number 12.
Here comes Gomez. Gomez wants to run up line, puts the brakes on, and she wants that ball back. She's trying to hold that line. You can see the defense pushed way up, holding that line. This is the dangerous part of doing that, though. One-on-one against the keeper, and that shot's going to drop for Evanston.
Did you catch the number there, Alan?
I did not. Looked like the numbers are going to be bigger on the back of the jersey. Still don't know. I can see her. 17.
So you got him picked out on the field.
Yeah. Or 11. I think that was Julia Barton.
Which would be her second goal of the year based on the Wild Prep stats.
Yeah, definitely was number 11, and she's got the ball again. And that's the gamble you play. You see how far up the defense is pushed for the Lady Braves. You're really banking on being able to beat these runs, as that is Woodruff who makes a run on that left side, just not able to get a clean touch towards the goal, and that's going to go out of bounds. So you saw it work once for the Lady Braves where they were able to draw Gomez off sides, and then you saw it backfire once for the Lady Braves as they got beat on that last line Sometimes coaches will keep their stopper, their sweeper back further to kind of prevent those runs. Sometimes they pull them all up so it's an even line to get more of those offsides. And sometimes you got to make adjustments as the game goes on.
Obviously, kind of a big deal to get that first goal in a game like this, and Evanston's certainly been the aggressors. Lady Braves actually still working, looking for their first shot on goal, and someone took a ball to the melon here, which is the technical term.
Yeah, that's never a fun position to be in.
It's Zoe Barker, senior defender. So they're going to check her out. She's going to jog off and be replaced. Hopefully she's okay. Looks like number 24 checking in. That is Tavery Mills, a freshman midfielder, at least on the roster.
Usually with a dead ball like this, the ref will come and kind of drop the ball, and you'll begin play depending on who had possession of it, as it was.
And checking in for the Lady Braves, number 7, Cavery Dockstetter, sophomore. Getting old, Alan. These are the kids of the kids who used to play soccer.
I know. Here comes Woodruff again as she tries to get through 3 defenders. Barton's going to kick that ahead to Woodruff. They are going to say she's onside. She'll have another look at this one, and it's in the back of the net as Olive Woodruff scores that one for the Red Devils. It was a great pass assisted by Julia Barton, and she got it back to Woodruff, and Woodruff just getting past that last line of defense for the Lady Braves. And she had a run earlier that went wide of the goal. This one finds the back of the net as the Lady Red Devils go up 2-0 here in the early parts of the first half. Here comes Ross. Ross has a good through ball looking for Kinder. Kinder's going to have to get on her horse, though, to get that one. It was a good ball by Ross as it's going to die inside, and it's going to be cleared out by the Red Devils, and it will be a throw-in coming for Star Valley.
And generally, usually it seems like there's a great the momentum gods want you to get to cut this in half.
Exactly.
After the goal, we'll see if Star Valley can get a shot.
Little bit of a tangle up there. They're going to say off of Evanston and throw in again for Star Valley.
I think it's really important for the Lady Braves to put one on frame here. There you go.
Nelson does just that, gets one towards the goal, but that's going to be picked up and cleared by the Red Devils. Sloan sends this ball up line, batted back by Evanston.
Good hustle back there for the Lady Braves. Suter.
Collision in the blocks, not able to clear it are the Lady Braves. The ball still being batted around. Evanston's able to send it back in there, and a bit of a missed touch and out of bounds. We will have a goal kick coming up, and that's hurt the Lady Braves a little bit this afternoon as they have not been able to clear that ball once it gets in the box.
Emma Sellers came over to try and help there. Aaron Nielsen checking in for the Devils. He's a senior, number 32.
Beck will step back and take this for Star Valley. Low kick towards the outside. Kicked back in the middle by the Red Devils. Sloan will have this with one on her, and she'll just clear there, and it will be a corner kick for the Red Devils, their first one of the contest.
Chance to put together a set piece for the Devils.
Beck directs where she wants the defense to go, as Evanston will line up just outside of the box.
That Zoe Barker, or nope, excuse me, that is Kyla Wiley taking the corner.
Evanston's moving around like a swarm of bees. Here they come. It's a low ball towards the front of the box, trying to get one into the middle. Lady Braves still not able to clear this ball. This can be picked up by the midfield. Ball is back. And here comes Ross. Ross is going to line this one up and boot it towards midfield, won by the Red Devils. Red Devils try to go to the outside. Here's Woodruff. Woodruff is being blanketed there, kicked out of bounds, and good clear by Star Valley. Quick throw-in coming for Barnes. Barnes sends this one as Ross will clear it for the Lady Braves. Back to the middle. Sellers tries to kick it towards the outside. That's going to be one before going out of bounds and attacked by the Red Devils. Not able to save it, though, and it will be a throw-in coming for Star Valley as we have 23 minutes left to play here in the first half. Substitutions coming in for Star Valley.
Currently, both goals for Evanston came in back-to-back minutes. 12th minute from Julia Barton, and then the 13th minute, Olive Woodruff, assisted by Barton, and that is your score to this point.
Evanston back into the box. Good job there by Beck to come up from her keeper position and to get on top of that one. She'll push her defense up. Good high ball towards the outside. That one's going to bounce once, not one in the air, and out of bounds. Throw-in coming for Evanston. The Lady Braves would love to get a goal here in the first half to cut this lead in half. So far, I think they've had one shot on goal. Have the Lady Braves.
I've got Evanston with 6. And right here, this is kind of where the ball has been for most of the match. Not just the
attacking third, but
attacking
like
third for Evanston, but right there as they're looking
right in
to
the
cross.
box. We've got
another corner.
Corner coming up.
And looks like a different player going to take this one. This is Aaron Nielsen. Second corner kick of the half for the Devils.
Typically on corners, if you can see, you want to get it to at least the mid part of that box. That one's a good one as they have a runner coming in. It's still in. Oh, good job by the Lady Braves to head that one out. It'll be a corner on the other side. Get the number of the Lady Brave there. I can't see it from here, but they'll line up and do it again from the other side.
This is where, as a broadcaster, you bring up those front numbers should be bigger.
Yeah, I should bring binoculars.
And I'm looking at you, soccer. I'm not looking at there's another corner.
That's a fast ball towards the top of the box. Step 2 by the Red Devils.
I will also point out there's an extra challenge with girls soccer. It's not just a smaller number on the front, but then you have
The
ponytails in the back covering up the one number you can read.
Yep.
Sometimes. Not everybody. But.
Yeah, no, that's... I had the same complaint when I'm reffing basketball. That
I believe the girl we were talking about who made that play was Wendy Ponce, freshman number 16. You know, we talked about this being a young program, just two seniors last year. There's only 4 seniors this year. So, yeah, Lady Braves definitely trying to build.
Yeah, and it's tough. And like you said, you really want to see, you know, you love to see your athletes come out and participate. And you have some girls that soccer is their only sport and their love, and you need a mix of both, I think, to
yes, I agree.
To build that program. This ball's going to go out of bounds, and it will be a goal kick for Star Valley. Yeah, and the Lady Braves historically have had quite a few freshmen that play up on the varsity squad, and this year's no different. As you'll see a handful of freshmen come up and get some varsity minutes throughout this match.
20th season of Star Valley Soccer, Alan, this year.
20th season.
Started in 2006. And they've had their share of success, been to the title game a couple times. And but definitely in a trying to restoke the fire right now.
Yeah, and I'm excited for the middle school program.
Yes, that's new this year.
Yeah, that just got off the ground.
They just started.
Week.
Yeah.
Yep. And so I think that's going to be a huge thing. And with that, the other teams in the region are going to do it as well. So you'll see Evanston and Green River.
Like Rollins is actually another team that's kind of in that mix. As I recall from the board meeting.
Yeah. So some of these programs here on the west side that haven't had that's now going to be an option. I think that's going to be huge. They've got a great club program that a lot of dedicated parents have put together, where they go and compete over in Idaho Falls almost every Saturday in the spring. So there's lots of good things and good movements that are happening, and hopefully you see that funnel up into the high school programs. But that's crazy. It's been 20 years.
Yeah.
So it was here's a run by the Red Devils. They're going to say she's online. It's going to be a one-on-one. Beck's going to stay back, comes up now, gets a paw on it. Good job there by Bella Beck. Can we clear it? And good job by the Lady Braves, as Beck timed that perfectly as she came out on her run, is able to get one of those outstretched arms on that ball and cleared away. Great keeper individual effort there by Bella Beck.
Absolutely great effort from Bella, because that looked like it was going to be goal number 3 for Evanston. And then credit to the rest of the defensive backfield for clearing that out, because you sacrifice your position to, like you said, get a hand on it, and then it's up to your teammates to clear it out of the box, and they did.
Yeah, and Bella really does have a good athletic frame to be a goalie. And I think now it's just learning the position, right? I think the athleticism's there. She's got good instincts.
Well, and let's be honest, you're going to get pressured a lot. This is by the nature of the way the games are going for you right now. You're going to get shot at a lot.
Yes. Here comes another run by the Red Devils. This one is going to find the back of the net.
That was Kirsten Hyatt, number 22, a sophomore.
Sophomore for the Red Devils. And the big thing there was Hyatt won the ball out of the air. And we've talked about those 50-50 balls, that Evanston has been the one to step to those and to win those in the early going. And that was just another evidence of that, as Hyatt stepped to that ball in the air, one-touched it, was able to get ahead of the last line of defense, and then had a one-on-one with the keeper. And it's as a keeper, that's your worst nightmare, right? And Beck just got it 2 times in a row. One time she was able to make the save, and that second time, that one found the back of the net, as Evanston goes on top 3-0 here with 16 minutes left to play in the first half.
And so far, we've played this many minutes, Alan. All of those goals have been a result of Evanston being able to take the ball with momentum into the box, the Star Valley box, and it's just that's tough to handle on a consistent basis, and they're going to have to try and develop and work to where that's not happening as often. Otherwise, that's what the result's going to be.
Yeah, offsides here on Gomez. One thing about this Evanston team, and we've seen it just when I was coaching basketball this year, their sophomore class is really athletic. They have a lot of good, and you look at –
and there's a lot of sophomores on this team playing on this. So, yeah, that class well represented with this group.
Yep, and so I'm not surprised. I mean, 2 of their 3 goals have come from sophomores. Gomez is also a sophomore, and so I'm not surprised to see that kind of that athletic those athletic girls that were also in basketball and probably in volleyball are also out here on the pitch doing their thing.
Got 4 subs coming in for the Lady Braves. 14. The one number I can pick out is not on here. Macy Hollingsworth.
It's Paisley. Yep.
Paisley's. Okay.
Paisley's a freshman. Number 20 is Emma Daniels. She's a freshman as well. But yeah, those numbers don't match up to our roster. So we'll have to get Mr. Hatterley's roster. He seems like he knows what he's doing. Throwing here up line. That's going to be hard touched out of bounds and throwing for Evanston. I think right now Coach Bagley is trying to find a combination that can produce some offense here. This ball is going to go into the box and picked up by the keeper. She's going to go quickly back into the midfield. Good step there by Hunting, as Hunting's going to send it up to Andrews. Andrews will have a run left foot, looking for that far post, and that's going to go just wide.
I like that, though, by Andrews. She went far post. It was there, just a little off, but at this point, if you're starting, you have got to put some pressure on Evanston to try and stem the momentum of this match.
Yeah, that was a good step by Andrews, too. She didn't take a lot of time to gather, was able to get right to that left foot. Here comes Gomez up the line, gets past Sloan.
She's going to be a handful.
Sends it back to the middle. She wants it to come back to her. I think she could have just kept a hold of that one.
It's kind of fun there. They got to work on their poker face. She put her hand over her mouth like she made a mistake. She meant to go somewhere else. It's like, in 2 years, she probably won't do that. She'll probably be like, you were in the wrong spot.
Exactly.
But right now, they're all happy.
Yeah, in 2 years, she'll probably just keep the ball herself and take it in for her goal.
And that might be the right thing to do. She's going to be impressive. Already is.
That one gets tooled off the foot of Star Valley. Gomez sends it back into the middle. And it's going to be hard touched out of bounds and throw-in coming for the Lady Braves. Sloan will look to do so quickly. She's got Andrews in the middle. Gomez saves this one. Give and go back up line, out of bounds, and throw in for Star Valley. We're playing the gray line. There's about 4 lines that intersect here before they reach the track. The gray line's out of bounds here for soccer. And actually the backfield that they put in last year is actually a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it's a little bigger.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed, well, we'll get to that.
That's got to be offsides again.
Yeah, there's the flag back over at across the way. Yeah, she was a couple yards behind the push that time. Just finishing that thought, yeah, this secondary field, which was first utilized last season for Star Valley, that is to the west of this main field. It's a little bigger. One thing I think they noticed, they tried to play 1 or 2 varsity matches over there, was, again, 20 years of Star Valley soccer. You've kind of implemented some things to keep the ball in, so you're not chasing it for a million. Yeah. They didn't have that in there last year yet.
Yeah,
so
there's no bleachers or fences.
That ball just kept on. Yeah, there's no bleachers, obviously, but then the ball just kept on going. And, yeah, still kind of putting some things in to make it so you either need to have more ball kids or more nets.
Yes. Good move here by the Red Devils. They move it back to midfield. Hollingsworth tries to turn that one around, not able to do so. Defense all pushed up for the Lady Braves, and that one's going to go out off of Star Valley. So soccer's unique in the fact that they don't have timeouts. So you saw Coach Bagley. She took out her senior captains for a little bit. Both Hazel Ross and Ambry Nelson, and she was kind of giving them some instructions of what she wants to see on the field. Here's another move into the box by Star Valley. Good move there by Spencer to stop that, trying to get across it, not able to do so, but out off the Lady Braves.
That was a great sequence for Spencer because the Lady Braves, the Lady Devils were getting some shots utilizing that same area earlier in the match, and she defused it this time. It does result in a corner kick. Be the 4th one of the half for Evanston. And taking it looks like it's Abby Butler.
Butler's going to keep this one on the ground. Gets popped up Still inside the box, though. Good over-the-head kick by the Red Devils as this one gets ping-ponged around and then out of bounds.
So that's what we're talking about. There you have the net to bounce it back in so you can get the ball and keep things going. You don't have that. It rolls to the bus garage.
Exactly.
And then if you have a ball, I'm just saying there's some challenges in the spring that you have to overcome. And
yeah, so I think it's worth having a little bit smaller field for just those things like you mentioned that are in place.
And I think maybe at some point, you'll see maybe they opt for that bigger field, depending on who you're playing and some of those strategic reasons. But for right now, I think this is kind of where they're going to be. And obviously, huge help in terms of not wearing it. I went to school back in the day of you don't do anything on the main field. So the idea that they can be out and practice as much as they want and PE can be on it, that's a big deal.
Here's a good run here. They're going to say she was onside. It's a foot race here. 2-touch in the box. Let's get a foot on it. Oh, as feet get tangled up, ball is still in bounds.
Yeah, it's still live.
Comes back. 1 touch. As Ross tried to send that one in, and it gets cleared away. Nelson there in the middle to clean it up, though. Ambry's going to try to make a move towards the box. Still in her position. Oh, she gets a right foot on it as she kind of slips. Still got a good pace on the ball. Goes on frame, but cleared away and saved by Sanchez.
That sequence shows you just milliseconds, half a second, having to regather or feeling like you have to. The Lady Braves could have put that just right on their foot in with their proper momentum on pace, as you say. Maybe that goes on the goal. It's just being comfortable enough to do that. And but I do like that Ambry was able to recover enough to get a good solid shot on frame.
Yeah, and that's the thing with soccer is that's the difference between having a look at the goal and 12 legs in between you and the goal.
Yeah,
is just that second touch. If you can get it on the first touch. Then that's being able to use both your feet and really positioning yourself before you get to the ball so that you're ready to get a strike on there. And it's easier said than done. I will tell you that for sure.
It's Butler again, 5th corner kick. Former Star Valley coach Scott Berglund used to say, your goal is to try you strive to score on 1 out of 7. On corner kicks, and so Evanston getting there.
That's a really good ball.
Wow. I'm actually counting that as a shot on goal. That just about deflected in.
Yeah, that caught the back defender for the Lady Braves as Butler sent that to the far post. And you'll see more so in the boys' games than the girls, but the boys will put a runner going right for that far post to look for a header to go in, and that ball by Butler would have been perfect.
Yeah, that was an excellent corner kick attempt for Butler.
Yep, and you'd love to see when it's that close to the post, you'd love to see the keeper come out and either punch that ball or just pick that ball out of the air.
Here comes another corner from the other side.
This one's going to go wide.
Nobody home on that. Tried something different. The last one, obviously, she was trying to put that a little closer to the net.
Yeah, but I think that one got a little bit away from her.
Well, that is the direction the wind is going, so maybe that had something to do with it too.
6 minutes left to play here in the first half. Evanston on top 3-0. In this one, the Lady Braves are looking to mount some offensive momentum going into the half and cut into this lead. Here comes Evanston. They have Gomez playing on the right side. Now she's switched with Butler, and that's probably just because Butler took the corner kick on this side. Deflected out again. Gomez will throw it in for the Red Devils. This one goes towards the top of the box. Good job there by, I think that was Dockstetter to shield that one towards the outside.
And I like that physical play from, I believe it's Sophia Bauer. You got to shoulder in there and not let Evanston settle in and do what they want. Otherwise, you got to do that.
Here comes Butler. Butler's got Sloan marked on her. Sadie's going to step into. Good shoulder there by Sloan as she works with Butler.
I believe that's Kinder, at least on this roster.
Oh, that's Sadie.
Okay.
Big shot here. Oh, off the top of the crossbar as that ball just rose a little more than what they wanted.
Wow. And then it did the boop in between the the field goal post and the top of the crossbar. That thing was mighty close to being another goal.
And that one had some pace on it too. And that's the tough thing when kicking that soccer ball is you really got to get your foot on top of the ball to drive it. And you could see that one was just picking up some momentum and some altitude. But, yeah, 17 is going to be Sadie Sloan because I coached her in basketball.
It's right there.
One off.
I even went to the eye doctor yesterday. I have no excuses.
What'd they say? You're a lost cause. We recommend not going into public.
Yeah, it's a little late for that. Here's Nelson. You cannot say enough good about Ambry Nelson and the effort she has put in for varsity sports, for Lady Braves athletics over her career. I mean, nothing more needs to be said for this season other than the Lady Braves had the first game of state basketball, and then they brought home the consolation trophy. They were out there for 5 days, and less than 5 days later, she was back out in Casper playing for the soccer team. She deserves a ton of credit.
I agree with that, and you saw a big collision there with Ambry, and it was a legal collision. She led with her shoulder, played the ball, but you definitely saw the other girl take a step back. Here comes another run on frame. This ball is going to get past the low hands of Beck.
Was that Barton?
I think that was Barton again.
Well, she released really cleanly from her defender and then outraced her to the ball and put a great shot on goal. And, yeah, this one getting away from the Lady Braves with just over 3 minutes left before half. That one's a tough one.
Yeah, you can see that Barton definitely has some speed on that far side, and
that's her second goal of the half, and she has an assist. So she's having quite a day so far, Julia Barton.
Yeah, and it's tough there as a defender if you're running side by side. You really need that secondary defender from the middle of the field has got to come over and converge on the ball. So your number one priority has got to be to stop that ball as it comes in, especially if you notice that your teammate's just a step behind. And Barton did a really good job of shielding that defender away from the ball. And like we talked about, she didn't have to take the extra steps to get her feet right. She knew what was on the run, was able to make a clean strike at the ball. And just like what we said, the more times that you can pressure the keeper, like the better chance you'll have that they'll make a mistake. As here's a good through ball here, as it's going to be just a little bit too fast.
I like the hustle there from Suter. She was there to make sure, just in case.
Yep, and Brooke was a participant in indoor track during the winter. And it's kind of rare that you get a gal that does indoor track and doesn't do spring track. So it's good to have Brooke out here, though, for the Lady Braves. Here comes Woodruff again on this left side. Wants to go far post, just wide. And that's going to go out of bounds. Good job there by Afton Hunting, as she really shielded off the angle that Woodruff wanted to take. So she took a little bit more of an aggressive swing at it, and that one's going to go wide.
Well, I want to give some kudos to Suter on that, finishing that thought, Alan, because what that tells you is she's a competitor, and she wants to compete. You want those types of kids. You want those multi-sport kids, the kids, not just for the different skill sets that they learn in those different sports, but they're competitive. They're going shoulder to shoulder with somebody to try and compete and win. And, to have her out in both of those is fantastic.
Here comes Gomez as she wants to get in on this action. Left foot, and good job there by Nelson as she's able to cover that one up to Ross. Ross not able to get there, though. This ball's going to go back in the box. Got to step to that ball as Woodruff one touches that on frame, but picked up by Bella Beck.
That was a nice job by Woodruff. Like you said, one touch on frame and right at the keeper, though, and Bella Beck with her fourth save of the half.
And that's one thing that Sloan will learn. She's just a freshman there. She's a really athletic individual and really physical, and I think that's why that Coach loves what she sees from Sadie, but she's really got to step to the ball when it's coming into the box. You saw Woodruff got a pretty clean look that Bella was able to save, but she's got to learn to step to that when she's inside the box. Here's a through ball.
There you go.
Looking for Andrews up here. Going to be controlled back to the keeper. Keeper's not going to be able to pick that up. She does one touch this out. Good move here by the Lady Braves as Bauer sends it up, looking for Andrews. Andrews is not going to be able to get there, though, and it'll be a goal kick for Evanston.
Going to be the half, just 10 seconds left. You know, I guess I'm old enough I even have a complaint about that. I miss the days of stoppage time.
Oh, yeah.
I liked it better when the officials kept it, but nobody cares what I think. There's the half. I guess what I'm saying is just a reminder, the clock is official now.
Yep,
it didn't used to be for about 10 years.
Yep, the center official would keep an extra time if it got stopped, and then you'd have
just kind of it was up to their discretion.
Exactly. Yep. And so both teams will head to the sidelines to make some halftime adjustments. The Lady Red Devils are on top 4-0 over the Lady Braves, as we will take a short break for halftime and be back with more coverage of Lady Braves soccer.
Technology in medicine is advancing all the time. Amazingly, Star Valley Health is keeping up with everywhere else. It provides people an opportunity to get care that is closer, but care that is the same or better quality. Our specialists are fellowship trained and board certified.
Doing care at Star Valley Health has made me feel like I've got a place at home that I can trust and rely on.
Ever wish you could be the boss of your home Wi-Fi? Well, with Home Zone by Silver Star, now you can. It's like having your own Wi-Fi command center right in your pocket. Whether it's setting up a guest network for visitors, controlling what your kids can access, or checking your connection speed, Home Zone has you covered. With Protect IQ, you'll have a virtual bodyguard for your Wi-Fi, blocking unwanted threats before they reach your devices. Home Zone by Silver Star. Wi-Fi control, coverage, and security all in one.
At First Bank of Wyoming, we know you're more than just a number. We know the important numbers that matter most, the ones that tell your story. From starting your financial journey to planning for your first home and reaching your family's financial goals, we're here to celebrate your story, not just your transactions. From milestones to memories, we're here to celebrate every moment that counts. When you bank with us, you're part of a community that cares about every number that counts. First Bank of Wyoming, where you're more than a number.
At Fall River Propane, we're not just your propane provider. We're the ones who make sure life keeps moving. Fall River Propane. Experience the difference.
Welcome to Aspen Physical Therapy. Let our team help you out with your healthcare needs. We work with a wide variety of patients, from car accidents to strains and sprains to injured athletes to post-surgical care. We have a number of modalities and different procedures we use to help people, including dry needling and our radial pulse wave machine. We have offices in Thane and Afton and are open Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 8 to 5. Tuesdays and Thursdays we are out seeing our home health patients. Aspen Physical Therapy, getting you back to work, to play, to life.
Discover your future with Simplot, where a multitude of career opportunities await. Whether you're interested in mining, agriculture, engineering, technology, manufacturing, management, or a number of additional options, Simplot offers not just a job, but a truly satisfying and rewarding career. Explore our diverse range of positions and find where you belong. Visit Simplot.com to view available positions locally and across the United States. That's Simplot.com, a world of career opportunities.
The greatest cardiac need in Wyoming is simply access to cardiology specialty services as well as other specialty services. Patients don't have to travel an hour and a half or 2 hours.
We do cardiac cath procedures down there, which is the only cardiac cath lab in western Wyoming.
I think it's very personalized care. A lot of them are neighbors and friends.
I think it's really been a blessing for the community as well as all of western Wyoming.
Back at it here at Braves Field, and the Lady Braves taking on the Evanston Lady Red Devils here in conference play. Of course, all the matches last year and this year for Star Valley in conference because of the uneven numbers of the 4A classification. That will change next year. The Cody Bronx and Phillies coming back into the 4A class, so you'll see an even. But as of right now, which means short answer, well, that I've elongated, Alan, means you'll actually have a chance for some non-conference matches, maybe not very many next year, but at least a couple. But right now, Evanston in control of this one.
Yes, and from the very beginning, they have been with they've had the ball in their attacking third for probably 80% or more of the contest, and that can be reflected on the score as they lead 4-0.
Looking at some of the statistics that I have, I will just I kind of get mocked for this, Alan, but these are unofficial. These are my stats. I consider a shot on goal on frame. I consider a save. If it had gone in the net without the keeper doing something, I consider that a save. That's always been kind of my protocol for it. Shots on goal in this first half, I had Evanston with 15, Star Valley with 3. I had Evanston with 6 corner kicks. Star Valley did not have a corner kick. And in terms of saves, I had Bella Beck and the Lady Braves in the keeper position with 4 saves. And then the keeper for Evanston,
Sanchez.
Is Christina Sanchez. I had her with 1. But those are my stats in terms of some of the team numbers. The goals in that first half, 12th minute, came from Julia Barton for Evanston. She had a terrific first half. That was her first goal. It kind of gives you an idea of where I'm headed with that. Just 1 minute later, in the 13th minute, Olive Woodruff scored. She was assisted by Julia Barton. So it was 2-0 at that point. 24th minute, Kirsten? You tell me. Kirsten Hyatt put in a goal in the 24th minute to make it 3-0. And then in the 37th minute, Julia Barton slipped behind the defense for her second goal. So Julia Barton, 2 goals and an assist for the Lady Devils in that first half. And the Devils lead this one 4-0. Lady Braves were looking to break a long losing streak, going winless last year, obviously winless so far this year, but looks like may not be the case today anyway.
Yeah, they definitely have an uphill battle to do that, and as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Evanston coming in looking for their first win of the season as well.
And they look good, Alan. We talked about it. You brought up from your experience with the basketball reffing, the sophomore group for Evanston. They have certainly made their presence felt today. Martin's a junior, so she's back. Potentially, the Devils look confident, and they have executed today.
And Evanston played Rock Springs really close earlier in the season. I think they ended up losing 4-2 or something like that. And Rock Springs, they're a little bit down this year, but they always produce good soccer players. And so I think for coming into this, Evanston had some of that momentum. Even though they didn't have a win, they had some really bright moments throughout the season, and they're kind of putting it all together this afternoon.
I just want to, and I don't want this to come across as anything derogatory, but I would have to say the better part of the last couple decades, Evanston has kind of been at the bottom of the standings when it comes to the 4A West or 3A West, whatever it was. This looks like a program and a team, and you just mentioned it there, they're climbing the ladder. They're climbing the rungs, and this could be a team. I could see them potentially qualifying for state this year, and not only that, bringing a bulk of their team back again next year. So they've got some good things going.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I think the Lady Braves, have the same amount of talent that Evanston does. They just need to start to work together as a team. I think we've seen some bright moments there in the first half where they're able to do some good things, and I think that just needs to be consistently, so they do that for more than just 1 or 2 minute stretches, but we start to see some of that good soccer that the Lady Braves are capable of playing for that 10 to 20 minute stretches.
Let's take a 60-second break here, Alan, and come back. Half number 2, Evanston leading this one 4-0 here at Braves Field. You're watching SVI.
Where do legends come from? Some start as dreamers, even after they're turned down again and again. But everyone deserves a chance to prove themselves.
You know, this is the place that gave me an opportunity to come here and play the game that I love.
At the University of Wyoming, we're the team that believes you can do anything. This is where underdogs come to shine and where real MVPs are made.
Battleson Brothers has new inventory on the way, so they need to clear out current stock to make room. Everything must go. In-stock LVP has been discounted to $1.99 to $2.99 per square foot. In-stock carpet is marked down to between $1.39 to $2.49 per square foot. Carpet and LVP remnants are also on sale for just 99 cents per square foot, located a block south of the Arch in Afton.
Price, quality, service, Battleson Brothers story.
In the American West, some properties are more than just land. They are legacies. Austin Callison and Andy Neild, licensed across Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming, specialize in marketing iconic Western properties, and their expertise is evident in the sale of the historic CK Ranch, spanning over 6,500 acres just south of Jackson, Wyoming. Trust the team that knows the land. Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land.
And welcome back to Braves Field. The Devils in control here, 4-0 on a beautiful, partly cloudy, sunny afternoon in early April here in Afton. And if you're a Devil fan, you enjoyed that half, especially if you're related to Julia Barton, who had 2 goals and an assist in that first half. She's having a great day.
Well, and Barton came in. The Red Devils had scored 3 goals on the season, and Barton had one of them, and she's doubled that output today. We mentioned earlier that Gomez came in as their leading scorer, and she's taken more of the facilitator role this afternoon, but I wouldn't be surprised if she gets a couple looks at the frame here in the second half. Lady Braves here with a throw-in looking for Andrews on the near side, picked up by Nelson. Nelson kicks it back to Spencer. Spencer wants to go out wide, and this is a good boot into the middle, giving Suter a chance to run on top of it, and cleared out. It's going to be a throw-in for the Lady Braves. They're going to have Sloan come up and take this quickly. Dockstetter calling for it up the line. They're going to go into the middle looking for Suter. That's going to be taken away as Nelson's going to win this one in the middle. She reverses course. Good footwork here by Ambry.
Again, Ambry deserves all the credit in the world. She's wearing that captain's band, and she's just doing a great job.
Through ball for Andrews. Andrews gets it into the box before it's cleared. Good job there by Evanston keeping it in bounds as they're able to link a couple passes up line. Sloan's going to send this one back into the middle. That's going to go over the head of Ross. Over to Hunting. Hunting battling on that far side, trying to bring it back towards the box. Good job there by Afton. Is able to get past a couple defenders, gets her feet tangled up, and taken away by the Red Devils. Strong hit here. That one's going to be a deep shot for the Lady Braves on frame, as it looks like Evanston has switched keepers here in the second half. And I'm guessing the only other keeper I have on my roster is Anna Anderson.
And, yeah, she looks like she's probably a freshman, and Anna is listed as a freshman. We're going to go with that.
Here comes Woodruff. Woodruff just outside the box, sends a good ball back towards the middle. No one there, though, as Spencer tries to kick it towards the outside. Not able to clear it, though.
Great camera work by her crew, because, sometimes you think, oh, being the keeper, being down there, that's easy. No, it's not easy. In fact, it's petrifying. So, yeah, kind of gives you a great view of what's coming at you down there.
Throw in here by the Red Devils. wanting to go up the line. That's going to be
Woodruff, a sophomore as well. So I mean, yeah, the freshmen, sophomore, juniors, this Evanston team is on the rise.
I'm also getting a strong wafting of some dominoes here in the booth. I don't know where that's coming from, but
you are not mistaken.
Oh, good. See, I'm glad the old snaz is still working for me.
Good battle there from Nelson.
Barton's going to send this one into the box. That was actually a pass. She was looking for her attacker to get there. Not able to do so, though, but not a bad idea by Barton. And that's one thing you'll see from some teams, that you pass up an okay shot trying to get a better shot, as she had Bianca there running towards the middle of the field. Just a good job there by Bella Beck to come up and cover that up for Star Valley. Substitution here for Evanston, as Kyla Willie will check in for the Red Devils.
Dannon Kohler throwing this in.
Good control there by Andrews with the chest trap. Not able to connect that to her feet, though. Here comes Ross. Barton takes that away. Step 2 by Andrews. Nelson has Barton on her back, able to control it, looking for some help. Sends it out wide. Great pass by Nelson out to Hunting. Hunting trying to make a move. That's going to be stabbed out of bounds by Gomez, but throw-in coming for the Braves.
Alan, we got the World Cup coming up, and you look at that pass right there. If you watch the World Cup, and I hope you do, when you watch it, watch how they connect their passes and the sheer velocity and distance that they cover.
Here's a good run by Suter.
Oh!
Collision with the goalie. They are going to...
Wow, that was a big collision.
Yeah, as Anderson committed her run, she ended up 20 yards outside of the box and collided with Suter.
I say, I think there's going to be a card, and yeah, there is. Yellow card against the keeper.
Yeah, that ended up being not a safe play, and I don't think Anderson meant anything malicious by it. They teach the keepers, once you decide to run, you commit to that, and she fully did that as both her and Suter went down. It's good to see Brooke pop up, though, as she'll stay in, and this will be probably the best chance.
Oh, this is absolutely a quality opportunity here. The official going to talk to the Evanston Walls, saying nice try, back it up, that's just gamesmanship. That's actually what you're supposed to do.
Yep. So they took their...
Nelson has she should have a great chance on frame here.
She's going to kick this right-footed. You're going to see it bend from right to left. She wants to go over the wall. And, puts it on frame right at the feet of keeper Christina Sanchez. But Sanchez does a good job of getting down on that one. This one is going to take a high bounce, but not a bad idea by the Lady Braves when Sanchez had come out a little bit from her box to let one rip.
Here's the replay here of Amber. I like this because, so often you'll see, I'm just going to kick this as hard as I can to try and, I wonder if she was kind of playing that to see if she would shorthand it and keep it loose in the box, which just about happened.
Yep.
Great angle there. That's a fun angle.
Anderson will check back in. It's one of the rules of high school soccer. If you do get carded, you've got to check out. Red card means that you are done for the game and you have to play a man down.
Those are pretty rare.
Yep. Yellow card. As here comes Suter. Good footwork there by Brooke. If she can get a left foot on this one, tries to turn it back in, and that's going to be kicked out of bounds. We should have a corner kick coming.
I will say, I won't tell you who it is. He still lives here, though. I only saw one what I would consider to be absolutely on purpose red card in a match tackling the opposing team's keeper. It was here in this location.
Oh, really?
And no arguments at all, walked off with the red card. I don't know if it was a frustration thing or what, but it happens once in a while.
Yep.
It's a corner for the Lady Braves. Sorry, I'll stop talking.
That's all right. Is that corner from Ross didn't quite get off the ground like she wanted it to, and they're going to say that ball's going to go back to Evanston.
You know, Hazel is a player as a junior last year, got a lot of minutes, and yeah, they count on her to do a lot.
Yep, and she's wearing that captain band as well. She was the manager for the girls basketball team this season and did a great job. Here comes Andrew, a little bit of misdirection, creates some space.
This is Kaylin. So you got Kaylin and Kara, they're twins.
Out to Ross. Ross sends this one into the box, and I like that mentality, especially with the freshman keeper back there. I think that's a good idea to put as many on frame as you can.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I've always, I don't know if it's a very good metaphor. I grew up on a farm, and the more the cow leans against the fence, the looser the fence gets. I've used that a lot, and so just keep throwing the ball on frame, and eventually you're going to get one in.
Yep, and we've seen a little bit of a shift here in the second half for the Lady Braves as they're winning more of those 50-50 balls, and we're seeing the ball being played more in their offensive third, which is a really good sign here as we are about 8 minutes in to the second half.
And right now, shots on goal, Lady Braves at 5 for the game now. Evanston with 16. 6-1 corner kicks in favor of Evanston. The Lady Braves with 7 saves, Evanston with a pair.
Nelson wins this one off of the free kick. She's got Gomez coming up behind her, still able to retain possession. Left foots this one out wide, looking for Ross.
That looked like maybe off the hand, but they're going to let him play through.
Towards the outside, that's going to go out, and throw in coming for Star Valley. Sometimes in soccer you can have different fouls or violations, and if the team has the advantage, they just let that play on, especially if they've got girls that are making a run or if they already have the ball rather than stop
they
the play.
Kind of let them finish the sequence.
Yep, which is also a unique thing compared to other Americanized sports, where basketball or football you get a foul and that immediately will hinder the play. Soccer, they kind of let you play through it if you've got that advantage. Here comes Hunting. Good job winning the ball there as Afton brings it up that far side. They're going to say out off of Evanston. Throw-in coming for the Lady Braves.
Just reiterating what you had mentioned, though, Alan, I think the Lady Braves, at least through the first 10 minutes or so of this second half, they've been winning more of the 50-50s. They've been able to be a little more assertive with the ball, and that's showing up on field position.
Quick step here by the Devils. Good ball towards the outside to Woodruff. Woodruff has a little bit of space, and she'll take advantage of that up the sideline. Trying to curve it inside. Gets the ball to Barton. Barton trying to make a turn. Good job there by Spencer. She sends it back into the middle. Kinder tries to get that one to go forward. Flicked ahead by the Red Devils. They've got numbers here as they send Gomez into the box, but too far. And it will be a goal kick coming up for the Lady Braves.
Sadie Sloan checking in, as you might have heard over the PA. She's a sophomore.
She's a freshman.
Wow, I cannot read Sadie's numbers today. Number or grade.
Ball batted around in the middle. Good work there by Bowers. Bowers going to bring it back. Good footwork here.
Sophia, freshman, she's, again, looks to be one of those players you can kind of build on.
Here comes Hunting up the far side and taken away by the Red Devils. Gomez is able to get around Sloan. She's got some space. Good job here by Bauer coming over to stop the ball. Spencer gets a good touch on that from Barton, but Barton able to win. And that's going to be offsides again on Gomez. That's probably the third time today where Gomez has just been a little bit past that last line of defense and has gotten flagged for it.
Well, and you could even argue that it's been probably just a little bit her own timing because, yeah, she's doing all the hard work to get a chance to run, but I think she's maybe jumping the gun just a hair because Yeah, she's probably should have another couple of shots on goal today.
Yep. As that's an aggressive attack from behind.
And Ambry kept her feet.
Yeah, I think they will whistle that one. A lot of times when you see those attacks from behind, those will get whistled because
It's going the other way, though.
That blows my mind. Because when you attack from behind, it's hard to get to the ball without going through the player. And so I would have definitely thought that could have been something on Barton against Nelson. But they're going to say there's a handball on the other side. The soccer gods worked it out, though. The ball goes back to the Lady Braves. Up to Suter. Suter's going to go out wide. Bauer, hard touch. Up in the middle looking for Kinder. This ball's going to be cleared, but it's still going to stay in for a while as Ross is chasing it down, but cleared out by Evanston. Deep throw-in coming for the Lady Braves.
Kara Andrews checking in, along with Cavery Dockstetter.
As they're going to hold it there, I think we've got Clancy Osmond who's going to throw this in for Star Valley.
Maybe we can get Clancy's family to come do pregame music.
There you go.
That'd be cool. So if you're thinking, what? Yeah, those Osmonds.
Those Osmonds. They can play some music, tell some dad jokes.
Yeah, for sure.
They're a whole traveling experience.
Some good pressure here from the Star Valley offense. I jinxed it.
Here comes
Hyatt takes it away.
Hyatt's got some wheels on the outside, but she's caught there by Star Valley.
Wait, no, 29. Ryan Larson. Good job, right? Because yeah, it looked like Evanston was going to get a pretty good shot there, and Larson diffused it.
And Larson's got some speed there on the outside for the Braves. She's been playing mostly in that defensive position. That was a good job chasing down the ball by Larson to disrupt that and to keep him out of attacking position.
Now, I'll wait till the next dead ball.
That would be about 30 seconds. Here comes Ross. Ross trying to send this back to the middle, taken away by the Red Devils. Good step through by Andrews. Kicked out to Gomez. Gomez is going to settle on the far side. Wants to bring it back to the middle. She's going to drop instead. One touch give and go pass back to Gomez as she's going to bring this one into the box. Good pass back to the top of the box by the Red Devils. Barton trying to get a shot on it and cleared out by Larson.
Nice job of the Lady Braves, again, to get that out of the 18-yard box.
I really do love what Gomez did there as she brought it towards the end line of the box and then sends the pass back up, because a lot of times all your defenders will be running towards the ball, and so if you can send one back across the grain and have one of your players stepping into the ball, that's a great scoring opportunity. But the Lady Braves were up to the test on that last one and was able to clear it.
Nice job by Ambry not to control and bring that ball up 30, 40 yards and kind of flip the field there. Just you can tell she's played a lot of varsity soccer.
Ambry also has her mission call.
Oh.
I think she's going to El Salvador. So,
wow.
Yeah. So she might be able to put some of these skills to work down there.
I would think so. Probably pick up a few tricks.
Yeah.
Maybe we can bring her back as one of those redshirt
freshmen.
Graduate, like at the college level. Like a graduate. They've graduated, but they still let them have a year.
Yeah.
We would take that.
Yeah, I saw that they're trying to pass some new laws and regulations in the NCAA. If you saw that, Dal.
Well, considering it's been the Wild West for the last 5 years, I'm all for it. Some subs here for the Devils. Number 32, Aaron Nielsen, and number 12, Abby Butler, checking in. I was going to point out some enterprising young people were in the stands selling concessions, hauling them around, If you're a grumpy old man, get off my lawn kind of guy like me, I love that.
Good shielding here by Spencer, as that's going to be a foul.
Yeah, I would think that's going to go against Star Valley.
Whoa.
Or do you disagree with me?
Oh, no, that should have been Star Valley.
Yeah, so just in case you're thinking, hey, they're all one-sided, I kind of thought maybe she ended up into the legs of Evanston when she had more control. But, again, I will bring this up. I bring this up all the time. There's some people paid to officiate each game, and we are not them.
That is for sure. Spencer was
again.
trying to keep Barton away from the ball, and I guess they felt that Barton was pushing through her to get to it, and that resulted in a free kick for the Lady Braves.
This is the second time Ross, I feel like, has had maybe a chance to get behind the Evanston defense if they can get the ball to her. Evanston recovered this time. The last time there was a little bit of hesitation, but that could be something that Star Valley could get a nice quality shot out of here in the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, and Hazel has quite a bit of speed on this outside as well. Here's a through ball, looking for Kinder in the box. Anderson's going to come up, make a play on it.
That ball had a little torque on it. If it had bounced normal, I think Star Valley would have had a shot to put that on frame. Instead, it kind of, when it hit the ground, it kind of torqued another way and made it so she couldn't put her foot on it. Otherwise, that, tell you, soccer gods, they're kind of mean. Kind of mean sometimes.
It'll all balance out. But I'm impressed by Anderson. She's pretty fearless back there. Like she's running right through the ball.
As a freshman. I mean, to be that physical as a 15-year-old kid, that says something.
Yeah, I know that I was definitely not keeper material. There's no way I was gonna put my face down by someone kicking the ball.
With their cleats.
Exactly.
I believe this is Sadie Sloan, freshman.
There
Sadie
you go.
Sloan. If you're just joining us, wondering why I'm saying it that way, I have mistaken Sadie pretty much every way you can do it today. So I'm trying to make up for it.
Ball comes back to the middle. This is going to be won by Evanston. Evanston's going to go on the attack. They've got the numbers here. This is going to be a through ball. That's actually going to be a great ball on the outside. Good job there by Hunting. Hunting gets there first. Not able to clear it, though. And this ball gets back into the box. Good slide in by Beck as she covers that ball up.
That one could have been more trouble for the Lady Braves, and it's one of those situations you've got to make sure you're either putting that ball out of bounds or putting it to a teammate, and Evanston just about made you pay for it with another goal.
Yeah, especially with a quality individual like Butler. Here comes Barton. Barton's going to bring it into the box. One touch. Oh! Snuck that one in on the near post as she once again and completes the hat trick on the day, I do believe, as Barton puts another one in for Evanston.
That one almost seemed like Star Valley wasn't quite thinking that ball was going to be as good a shot as it was. And like you said, Barton puts in, she's scored 3 goals and has an assist today. She's having herself a ball game.
Yeah, you see she just gets a step on Spencer. And a lot of times you'll see that's a harder shot to go for the post that she did. A lot of times you'll see them kind of naturally when your foot comes through, it's going to curl that ball more across the goal. And so for Barton to really open her foot up and to get that ball just to go in a straight line on a full sprint, that's really impressive.
Great job by our replay, our camera giving you that kind of an angle from shot on the goal so you get an idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, that almost looked like there's a cameraman out on the field, or like those zip lining cameras you see in the NFL games.
Spider cams.
Yeah, spider cams. We got a spider cam out there, or just a spider monkey as a
maybe someday.
Maybe someday.
I actually was in Laramie for when Josh Allen and the Cowboys played in the Mountain West Championship years ago, and ESPN was set up behind right where I was sitting. The guy was running the spider cam, and that's a pretty complicated gig.
I would believe that. Well, great camera work. They're going to stop the clock here.
Not sure what the reason is. So maybe somebody's got some blood. Perhaps. Oh, somebody's limping. So injury substitution here. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Looks like it might be a
got a player going
cramp.
down and looking at a ankle or a calf.
Yep, she immediately went into the stretching position. I didn't catch the number of who went out, but she'll get some attention on the sideline. Physical play there by Andrews, and they're going to say a little bit too physical. It'll be a free kick coming up for Evanston. This is in a dangerous position here for the Lady Braves, as this is going to be just outside the box.
This is Erin Nielsen, a senior, going to take this free kick. She would love to score.
Star Valley is going to set up their box way back, or their wall. Has tried to curve that one in. That one's going to go wide, though, and it will be a goal kick coming up for Star Valley.
And even situations like this, Alan, you want to develop as a keeper. This is Bella's, just a sophomore, but you'd like to even be able to take this type of kick and put it in a position where the momentum is taking it across midfield. And so as they continue to develop and work on that, that's just some things you want to look at.
Yeah, and sometimes they'll have just one of your defenders come back as well to take those kicks.
But that's easier said than done. Kicking
yes.
off the ground and putting it 40, 50 yards, or at least in a position to do that.
Yep. And just like you said, Bella, just a sophomore, and I think she'll kind of learn some techniques because the strength is there. Like, Bella is a strong girl. I think it's just a matter of the technique just needs a little bit refining because she's strong and athletic and definitely has the leg power to do that. That ball's going to go out of bounds, and throw in coming for Evanston. As the Red Devils are up 5-0 in this one. Julia Barton with the hat trick on the afternoon as she comes in and has 3 goals for the Red Devils. Also scoring for Evanston is Olive Woodruff, and I do believe Kirsten Hyatt also had one for the Red Devils. Red Devils come in as 0-4 on the season, and they had scored 3 goals in their previous 4 matches, able to almost double that scoring for the season here against the Lady Braves this afternoon. The Lady Braves have had some good quality looks on goal, just haven't been able to get one to go past the keepers of Evanston. Evanston has played both keepers. They switched at halftime with Christina Sanchez pitching the shutout in the first half, and Anna Anderson following suit here in the second half.
Lady Braves have 5 shots on goal today. I would say, though, I've got Evanston with 2 saves, so none of those 5 to me have been like one of those, that should have gone. They're still looking for those types of shots and then stringing them together. We'll see if they can get one here in the next 16 minutes. Again, appreciate if you see sponsors here, I appreciate them for making this possible. They keep this going throughout the school year. Of course, home soccer matches coming up. Green River next week. Still figuring out what day that's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be Tuesday.
Okay,
so
it's originally scheduled for Saturday. Now it's going to be Tuesday.
Yeah,
the
so
14th.
With prom, they're going to switch that to Tuesday, and it'll be the same start times as was today. So 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Yep. And, that'll be Green River coming to town. And Green River have a couple of solid teams. So,
boy, the girls program, Isabel Vasco.
Yep. Vasco and her dad is the coach. And from what I heard, I think she's committed to go play for the University of Wyoming next year.
Oh, that's a coup.
Yeah.
And, of course, the Cowgirls, pretty good soccer program. That's great.
They do.
To keep her in state.
She had offers from Big Ten schools. I heard UCLA wanted her. Like, she's phenomenal. But I think she wants to stay in the state, obviously.
That's fantastic. Great basketball player as well. But on the boys' side for that matchup, a score you don't see very often, and I would call it soccer scoregami. It was 9-4.
9-4, I know.
You don't see that very often, so who knows what's going to happen in that boys' match next week.
Yeah, and both the boys and the girls caught the Sweetwater teams going into spring break, and so I think those will be intriguing matchups to see the Braves and the Lady Braves at full strength against against those squads. But that Green River boys team, they are for real. They've been putting up a lot of points against a lot of teams. So I think they are the real deal. And so I think both of those will be quality contests. And again, that game has been switched from Saturday to Tuesday next week, the 14th, against Green River here at home.
Going to have a corner kick here for Evanston. This will be their 7th, first one of the second half, and I believe it is Kirsten Hyatt. Nope, excuse me. Aaron Nielsen to kick this.
Nielsen sends a strong kick through the box, somehow gets through everyone all the way to the back side of the box. Evanston still has it, sends a good ball to the middle. Saavedra tried to get that one in. That one is a strong kick in the middle. They will pause it.
Someone, took one in the head. And no, these are no joke, Alan. Again, this is 20 years of Star Valley soccer. The hardest I've ever seen someone hit the ground after being hit was not in a football game. It was in a girls' soccer match. I remember it was Danny Scherbel. If you remember Danny.
Yep.
She turned and kicked one out of bounds, and it ended up catching a Kelly Walsh player square in the face, and it knocked her right out. Hopefully nothing like that here. I'm just saying that's it can be a very physical thing to happen like that.
Yes.
Tell you what, let's go ahead and take like a break here, and we'll come back, and hopefully everybody's okay.
At Western, students don't just earn degrees. They experience growth, friendships, and opportunities. Western Wyoming Community College. Enter here with passion and leave with purpose.
Back at it here. It's Brooke Suter who walks off the field, so that's good news. But it also points out, Alan, that soccer is one of those sports. The clock doesn't stop except for certain circumstances, being goals, and then also, obviously, injury time.
Yep, and it's good to see Brooke walk off on her own power. There's a moment there that, like you said, that's when you're defenseless and the ball's rocketing towards you. They do award that. They did say that Star Valley had possession, though, when the injury occurred. So they got to play that ball off the bounce as they go back into live play. Here's Woodruff. She kicks that one in, looking to Saavedra, and that's going to be taken away by the Lady Braves. Ball being batted around back and forth. Here's Ross. Ross sends it back to the middle.
And I can hear the 3 blasts of the whistle on the JV field.
Okay, yeah. I was like, I know I heard some whistles, but that was from...
That tells me that one was probably a low-scoring affair because there's still 12, 13 minutes left in this one. So that means the clock probably didn't stop much over there.
Yep, we've got another offsides against Evanston, and will be a free kick here. Looks like Larson will take that for the Lady Braves. You know, with it's hard to see numbers, you just start to memorize color of cleats.
Oh, yeah. Well, I apologize for me personally. I usually have kind of a little spotting monocle I use.
Yeah.
For sports, and I forgot it. So
yeah, I need one of those.
Especially with, I can't even tell you, I can't even read the roster correctly. So.
Yes. Even the regular glasses.
Yeah.
Here comes
another chance to move the ball up the field here.
Yeah, you'll see Evanston's got their line held above the box.
That was a bit of a corkscrew.
Yeah, this one's going to be booted back into the middle. That ball is spinning over to Nelson. Nelson wants to send the ball up to Ross, and just a little bit too hard. That's going to go out of bounds. And throw in for the Red Devils. Got 2 on the ball here. Evanston's going to send it back to the middle. Outside of the 1 goal that Evanston scored this half, they haven't had a ton of quality looks here in this second half, and I think that's attributed to some of the adjustments that the Lady Braves made at halftime. And it could be that Evanston is playing more of the defensive game since they had the big lead at half. But I think the Lady Braves have done some good things here as Ross, 2-touch, tries to get around and get that ball back to the middle, but quickly taken away by the Red Devils.
Just about taken away there by Nelson.
Step through by Sellers, and they're going to say last touch by Evanston. Throw-in coming for the Lady Braves. Dockstetter and Suter will check back in for the Lady Braves.
Free kick here for the Devils. That's Nielsen who puts that one.
Puts it back into the center of the field. Sloan clears it out for Star Valley. Evanston's going to settle, but here's a good run by the Lady Braves. They've got numbers on the far side of the box and a collision there. They're going to say that one was clean and out of bounds. And as a coach, I think your heart always kind of skips a beat when there's collisions in the box, because if that foul goes on the defense, then it's resulted in a penalty kick for the offense. That time they said both were just going for the ball.
I like the Lady Braves continuing to pressure here.
Yeah, I got some good work there by the Evanston defense, not letting anyone get to the keeper.
My 2 cents on that sequence, Alan, I thought it was a good no call.
Yep, I agree. Ross trying to save that one in, and that connection between Nelson and Ross just haven't quite materialized here for the Lady Braves, as those two are good friends. And as Coach Bagley mentioned for the paper this week, that they had some scoring opportunities last week as well. A couple of senior captains for the Lady Braves that do a lot of good things for Star Valley. Like to see some of those hard work and the things that they're putting together materialize here in the last 8 minutes.
Well, and again, this is just going to be something Star Valley's going to need, as far as just a general goal. Just if they could get one in the goal today, it would just, I think it would really at least help their momentum and their confidence. Got a player slow to get up here for Evanston. It's like number 3. That is Bianca Saavedra. And
yeah, another big collision there in the midfield between Bianca and Star Valley. She went down and she'll stay down. We'll take another little break, and we'll be back with more coverage of Star Valley Lady Brave soccer.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, safety is our top priority, not just for our employees, but for their families too. Our commitment extends beyond the workplace as we proudly support and contribute to the local community in meaningful ways. We're more than just a mine. We're a pillar of strength for those who live here. Discover how we make a difference at Simplot.com. Join us in fostering a safer, stronger community. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine.
Hi, I'm Elise, and I've been dancing since I was 3, and I love it. I used to get nervous going places by myself, but I don't get worried anymore. Dance has helped me be brave and confident, and I am even on Desi's dance performing team now. I love being with my friends, and I love my teachers.
To learn more about how you or your child could not only develop their dance skills, but also develop as a person, visit Desi'sDance.com. Youth and adult classes are available. That's Desi'sDance.com.
I think being in a small town,
really care and you take more pride in the work that you do because you're working with your neighbors. These are people that you see out in the community. You know, you see them at kids sporting events and parent-teacher conferences and the grocery store. You know, these are our neighbors.
One of the reasons that people also come back to us is they trust us because we are friends, we are family. And so I think there's a lot of trust in the community.
And we're back. Bianca Saavedra was able to walk off on her own power, so that was good. She's still being attended to on the sidelines as she tries to stretch some of that out, but it's good that she was able to walk out by herself.
I would guess she's done for the day, but
yes.
Yeah, definitely good to see her walk off the field. And if your Star Valley clock is ticking, we're at 6:52, and looking for that elusive first goal of the season still.
Throw in here by Sloan, sends it into the middle to Dockstetter. Dockstetter trying to make a turn up towards the center. That ball gets cleared, and throw in coming for the Lady Braves. And you mentioned it, Dal, it would be such a big momentum builder, just something for them to build on for the rest of the season.
Well, another match coming up this week on the road, going to Riverton. Really good Riverton teams this year. And, yeah, just getting a little bit of momentum, a little bit of confidence, just seeing the ball go in the net. Obviously still got a few minutes to do that, but running out of time.
Yeah, and I would say that here in the second half, as I mentioned it at the beginning of the broadcast, the battle of the midfield, I think the Lady Braves have won that here in the second half.
Yeah, well, at least it's at least been it's been debatable, maybe, but yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. Whereas in the first half, it was clearly
all
Evanston. Yep. Here comes Nelson. Nelson trying to poke that one through left foot and just wide. They are going to say that was deflected.
I think it was, yeah.
Yep. They are going to say it was deflected, and it will be a corner kick.
Just the second corner kick of the match for Star Valley, and this will be Hazel Ross, one of the team captains, who will put this in position and see if Star Valley can get that goal we've been talking about.
Star Valley lines up at the top of the box. Here comes Ross. She's going to send a ball towards the near post. That ball is still in the box. Not a bad corner kick there by Ross. I just didn't have anyone step into that ball.
Where it was positioned, I thought it was great, but yeah, nobody crashed. Nobody was there.
That's going to go out off the Lady Braves. Throw in here for Evanston. That's going to be taken by Kohler. Kohler sends it into Hyatt. Hyatt settles, sends the ball. That's going to be too deep, and Beck comes to pick that up. Good second half here by Bella, as she's only allowed one goal in the second half.
And I think it's been a much better second half by the whole Star Valley defensive line as well. They have funneled it away. They've done a better job of funneling that away from Bella. There was a lot of one-on-ones on breakaways in that first half that Evanston capitalized on. You haven't seen that nearly as much this half.
Here comes Woodruff. She sends it out wide to Butler. Butler, one touch back into the box. Over to Gomez. Gomez looking to settle. Drops it, and that's going to be covered up by Beck.
As good a game as this has been for Julia Barton, for Evanston, if you're just joining us, a hat trick and an assist today. It's been one of those games that's going to be like, I should have had multiple goals by Gomez. It is just the ball hasn't cooperated with her today.
Yep, as we mentioned earlier, Gomez came in as the leading scorer for the Red Devils.
Not anymore.
But now with Barton's tripling her output for the season.
Now it's Julia Barton.
Deep throw in here for Evanston as we take under 5 minutes to go here in the second half. And that's going to go out of bounds, throw in for the Lady Braves. As we mentioned, Star Valley will be back at home on Tuesday, the 14th, here on Braves Field.
And quite honestly, April is home soccer month.
Yes.
So just kind of keep that in mind.
Like every weekend.
Most of their home matches take place in April, so you plan on coming out if you haven't today.
Good run here by the Lady Braves, getting it to midfield. Oh, strong contest.
And bring your vuvuzelas and your cowbells. I haven't heard nary a one today.
Yeah, that's true. They need to.
Is that still a thing? Vuvuzelas?
I don't think so.
Oh,
but they could be. Like we could bring it back.
Bring back annoying
annoying noisemakers.
Make noisemakers annoying again.
I mean, I've got 4 kids under 8 at home, and I feel like we've got tons of annoying noisemakers. Annoying. I'm even making up words here.
Works.
Annoying toys that I could bring.
That ball just kind of died. Bella did a good job of not overreacting to it.
Yeah, that looked like a sandwich there.
It did.
At the Masters.
Masters started today.
Yep.
I haven't even looked to see who's ahead.
McElroy was right in the hunt at 5 under. Patrick Reed was up there too. I think he's at 3 under. But
I think the most Masters video I saw today was oh, hold on.
Here comes Gomez. And they are going to whistle her offside.
Yeah.
And she just gives them that look of
she was
seriously?
She was walking that one in.
Yep.
Let's say the most Masters video I saw today was actually AI generated. It was titled, let's just put it this way, Tiger Woods arriving at the Masters.
Oh yeah, that would definitely have to be.
And it was
AI generated.
It was an out of control Suburban who almost wiped out a bunch of people in the gallery. Yeah. That's why
your algorithm's a little bit different than my algorithm.
Stuff like that is why if you're like, how come memory's so expensive now? It's so they can make stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, that could be a handball, and it will be. And
opportunity here for the Devils with under 2 to play.
Yeah, I saw a video of they did that par 3 contest before the Masters, and Justin Thomas got a hole-in-one, and they did a little on-green interview as Beck picks this up, and they were asking him about his hole-in-one, and he just said that he liked it about 1,000 times more than the players he was playing with because they probably had a little wager on if anyone got a hole-in-one, so I thought that was fun.
Have you ever had one?
I've had one hole-in-one,
oh,
yep.
I never have.
Yeah, if it was lightning struck once for me. Here's a good through ball. Good job by Beck. She's just going to take that one off the bounce.
If you're new to soccer, if you come out and handle it like that, you can't pick it up with your hands. Otherwise, it's a penalty kick. So, it's FYI.
Hunting sends this one back to the middles. Here's Andrews. She settles, wants a through ball. That's a good one to her sister there. Is trying to chase it down. And they're going to say...
not sure what they called back there.
They're going to say offsides would be my guess.
Yeah, they're bringing it way back. In fact, this might be the end of the match.
Yeah, by the time they reset that ball.
I don't even know if she's going to get a chance to kick it. Well, looks like she may just barely get it off.
Deep kick through, and that is probably going to do it here. As the Lady Braves will fall in their home opener 5-0 to the Evanston Lady Red Devils. As Evanston picks up their first win of the season. As the Lady Braves will fall to 0-5, and the Red Devils will move to 1-5 on the season. Up next, we will have the boys that will play. They are set to kick off at 6 o'clock this evening, as they will also square off against the Red Devils.
Let me go through some post-game stats here quickly. Again, these are my unofficial stats. Evanston, I had the Devils, Lady Devils with 22 shots on goal today, 7 corner kicks. Their keepers combined for 3 saves. A hat trick and an assist for Julia Barton is the story today. Barton scoring the first goal and the last 2 goals for Evanston and had an assist in between, assisting Olive Woodruff, and then Kirsten Hyatt did it all by her lonesome in the 24th minute. Those are your 5 goals. The Lady Braves, 7 shots on goal, 2 corner kicks, and Bella Beck with 4 saves in each half for a total of 8. And those are your stats here for this one, as the Lady Braves fall to 0-5 on the season and lose this one 5-0 to the visiting Devils.
That'll wrap it up for our broadcast of the Lady Braves. We hope that you will come out and join us here for the boys. You can come out to the field for their home opener or join us back here on SVI as they look to square off against the Red Devils at 6 p.m. Alan Simpson, Dal Erickson joining you on the mic with SVI. We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.